Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Things That Horsecock Hates, the game show where it pays to hate. Now let me introduce you to our virtual contestants today. We have the current reigning and defending champion, the Canadian Psycho, squaring off against Candy the Bear. For those of you tuning in for the first time, let me go over some of the ground rules here. Each letter in the word horsecock has underneath it a cash value of something that he hates. Each contestant gets to pick 4 letters, with the odd one out going to the challenger. The person with the most total money at the end gets to take home that amount. Simple enough? Excellent. Let's see what horsecock hates on this episode.
This thing on. I'd like to start with the letter O, please.
All right, and Candy has selected the first O. We have DOTHI'S Morning Ritual for 300. How hotel bed sheets are tucked for 100. Musicals for 200. Ozark Season 3 for 400, and Phil Mickelson for $100, which brings the total to $1,100 off the start for Candy. Canadian Psycho, it is your pick.
Hang on. I just got a double mask for safety. You never know. Okay. Give me letter H. Letter H, please.
So under H we have Matrix Revolutions for $200. Kevin O'Leary for $400. The Flying Otter for $300. Justin Trudeau for $500. And last under H is Elbow Tattoos for $300, which brings the grand total to $1,700 to start with for the Canadian Psycho and the outright lead. Mr. Candy, it is your selection.
Naturally, I'd like to select the letter K.
Okay, and under K we have Slow Eaters for $300. Red Wine in a White Glass for $200. Grease the Movie for $100. Pickled Sausage for $400. And Tulips for $500. Why, Horsecock? And that brings Candy's grand total to $2,600. Mr. Psycho, it is your selection.
Let's go with S, because I'm a psycho! Yeah!
All right, S it is. And under S, we have Belle for $200. Hillary Clinton for $500. Jeff Bezos for $400. Shitty Wrist Players for $400. Wow. And Seagulls for $500. What a whopping round for the Canadian Psycho, which brings his grand total to $3,900. That is a substantial deficit for Mr. Candy, but plenty of time left. And it is your selection, so which would you like to choose?
All right, Nick. Why don't you go ahead and give me the second O?
Under the second O here we have the Hobbit movie trilogy for $500. Monday Selfies for $100. Bill Gates for $500. Bad Drivers for $300. Last but not least, under the second O, we have Wall Street for $200, which brings Mr. Candy's grand total to $4,200 for Candy. And
Whoa.
Canadian Psycho, it is your selection.
W-I-N-E. That spells win, and that's what I'm going to do.
And we are going for E. Alrighty. Under E, fiat money for $400. There is a certain irony there. We have the Taj Mahal pose for $100. The cut group chat background for $300. The Super Bowl for $200. And last but not least, under E, we have Bonnie Henry for $500. Which brings the Canadian Psycho's grand total to $5,400, which means a $1,200 difference between the two contestants. And Candy, it is your pick, baby.
That letter C is looking pretty juicy right now.
Under C, we have Drunk Girls Screaming for $100. The Paul Brothers for $300. The Last Jedi for $100. A Star is Born for $300. And Couples That Wear Matching Clothing for $200. Which brings his grand total to $5,200, which pulls him within $200 of the leader. And the Canadian Psycho, it is your pick.
Raimi would like an R.
R. Underneath R, we have here Zoom for $500. Swish LA for $200. Pizza Nova for $400. Spiders for $200. And CrossFit for $100. Which brings the Canadian Psycho's grand total to... Alright, Candy, it is clutch time as you are in an almost unbearable deficit against the reigning champion, but we'll see if you can draw even or perhaps even pull ahead with the final letter C here. We have Robinhood CEO VLAD TENEV for $400. TENET for $500. TENEV, TENET, it's probably safe to assume that he hates anything that sounds like the word. Vaccines for $100. The person who hacked his video cluster account, $400. And last but not least, big drum roll, and we have Mark Zuckerberg for $300 to bring his grand total to $5,900, which is a deficit of $1,300 to the Canadian Psycho. But fear not, Mr. Candy. You have an opportunity to redeem yourself with the redemption envelope below. If you answer this question correctly, then you both pull even and split the winnings. And if not, the Canadian Psycho gets to keep all of yours. Do you want to walk away, or do you want to take the chance at redemption?
That's a big deficit. You know what I'm going to do here, Nick? Go ahead and give me that redemption envelope.
The redemption question is, what has Horsecock developed the most hate for this year?
Actually, pretty stoked that they asked me that question, and you know what? I'm gonna go with BC culture.
BC culture. We will see if that answer matches the one in this envelope. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner! Congratulations to both contestants. You split your earnings, and audience at home,